Would you guess we're at a nice French restaurant with an outdoor patio? Or a garden? Maybe a resort? Nope, we're here. A French autoroute rest area, or Aire. Hi, I'm Raina. I am 1/3 of the Baguette Bound team. We are a family living in Southwest France since 2022. And we talk about moving, adjusting, and enjoying life in France. So today we want to introduce you to Autoroute Aires in France. The autoroutes in France are the roads that you'll see on the map that start with an A in front of them. These are kind of similar to US highways. The autoroutes are definitely not the scenic route. They are meant to get you from one major city to another in France as quickly as possible by car. They have pretty few exits and not much to look at. 76% of them are toll routes, and I'll be honest, they're expensive. It costs around 22 euros and 10 cents to drive on the auto route between Bordeaux and Toulouse, which is about 2.5 hours or 131 miles. But I have to say, we always feel like we get what we're paying for with the auto route, and here is why. These roads are not only well maintained, but also outside of some of the summer holidays, there's rarely a lot of traffic in our experience. But the highlight, and what we wanted to actually show you today, is the aires, or the rest areas. These are generally fabulous. They'll all have different amenities. Some might just be a small park area with a bathroom, similar to what you see in the US sometimes. And you'll know this from the signs coming up to the exit for the Aire. But others, like the one we're going to show you in this video, they are pretty extensive in what they offer. The Aire you'll see today is one we stopped at on the way home from Manor and Maker recently, and it just might be one of the nicest ones we've seen, but it's not so different than most of the others we've been to. So let's check it out. First, you should know when you come into one of these off the auto route, there's usually one way in, one way out. This is one of those simple things that feels very different to me from the US, because as you come in, you have a choice. The entrance usually splits with one direction for trucks and one for cars. So just follow the signage. If you need gas, make sure you do that first because you probably won't be able to double back due to this one way in, one way out thing. But if you're just stopping for a potty break or lunch, follow the signs past the gas area that lead to the parking, which is often behind the station away from the gas pumps. You might not even be able to see it when you pull in. Once you're here, you'll usually start to find a ton of places to sit, have a picnic, let the kids play, get the dog out. I mean, just take a real break. The food options at these places, they just don't cease to amaze me. Usually in the US, it's fast food of some kind, or maybe some hot dogs on one of those rolly things. I mean, the food options are the reason Buc-ee's is so amazing in the US, but we don't even have those everywhere. Hello, Texas, not in France. The food options are consistent with the country's value on quality food. You will occasionally see fast food like a Subway in these, but more often there's a French chain with sandwiches, quiches, pastries, like maybe Paul or Brioche Dorée. I'm pretty sure our French viewers will call these chains industrialized, but they have not seen what we've seen in American gas stations, okay? So these feel like heaven. There's also usually some sort of hot food option with a plate of the day, like roasted chicken and potatoes, or this particular stop had a place that made really good looking burgers. It's also not uncommon to see a salad bar. Yes, a gas station salad bar, but don't be scared. Juliana was very happy with this one. Occasionally, you'll even see a fun food truck outside, but those are usually only open during peak hours. And if all of this fails, you can still go to the refrigerated section and grab one of these pasta boxes to warm up in the microwave. Microwaves are often available in the seating area. Something you won't see is a beverage station where you get fountain drinks or coffee, like in the US. The cold drinks will all be in bottles or cans in the refrigerated section, and for coffee, you'll often find these machines. They come in all different shapes and sizes, with all different options. You can often even add a little sweet treat to go with your cup of joe. And as a side note, while we're talking about vending machines, if you're ever at one in France and you can't get it to take your credit card, you may need to turn on the little start button in the corner of the machine. Sometimes you'll also see these fancy coffee machines on the side that have different kinds of drinks or even grind fresh beans. Another thing to keep your eye out for is the local products section. Many Aires have this, and it'll feature products from the region, which in this area, for example, is wine, anything involving walnuts, duck, or black truffles. The restrooms are readily available, free, and usually quite clean. But the toilet likely will not have a toilet seat. I don't know why this is. Something else I've noticed is that you'll often see white instead of green to show that the stall is free. A subtle difference, but most of these Aires will have charging stations if you're driving a hybrid or electric car. A small word of warning: some people do sleep at the Aires in the parking lots, in their cars or camper when they're traveling, but I wouldn't necessarily advise this. It's usually safer to find a rest area or Aire off the Autoroute in one of the smaller nearby towns or villages. These won't necessarily have the same kind of amenities, but they're usually very nice spots that it's safe to park overnight in. You can look on Google Maps for places labeled Aire camping car or something similar. We have one in our village, and so does the village over from us. They're actually pretty common, at least in southwest France. So, if you are planning a road trip across France and you take the Autoroute, now you know what to expect of the stops, and we hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. À bientôt!